Hi Leo, and welcome to your mid-March Lenormand reading. My name is Julia Aurelia, and today we're going to have a look into every area of life with the Lenormand. So I'm going to lay out the large spread, which is also called the Grand Tableau. This is a method that is mainly known in France and Germany, where it is originated from. So very excited always to show you this method of divination from my country of origin. What are the energies for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Make sure to watch all your other placements to get a full picture. Welcome also to all the cross watchers. So, what are the energies for Leo in the upcoming month? We start with the lilies. This is usually a balancing card. Something is being balanced out. We do have luck and improvement, possibly connected to your stability or your work. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A couple of things. So this is your card. Just erase this card. It's simply a placeholder for yourself. There is going to be a masculine energy as well, which could be potentially a part of you, as in maybe your masculine side, as in taking action. It could also refer to another person, and therefore it doesn't need to be male or female. In that case, this is also only a placeholder. So we're going to dive deeper into all of it once all the cards are on the table. But what I find interesting is that we do have a lunar eclipse in Leo. So I am using the Vedic sidereal placements, which are what's in the sky basically. So in Vedic astrology, the lunar eclipse is in Leo, which is quite interesting because that means there might be a very emotional time for you. It's the lunar eclipse is also about healing past relationships. The topic of the lunar eclipse connected to the nakshatra, which is a moon sign. So Vedic astrology does have not only the 12 zodiacs, but also moon signs, the mentions of the moon, and it's in the nakshatra of Uttara Falguni, which basically is the nakshatra for any kind of relationships. So yeah, it could be quite emotional. Things could come up again, but it's also a large clearing energy connected to relationships, and a healing energy to maybe understand things from a deeper level. So very important time, especially for you, since it is in your first house if you are a Leo rising in Vedic astrology. So let's have a look here. Interestingly, there is a decision. So I feel like you are making a choice in the upcoming month that is connected to growth, connected to your life. It might be that this is a choice that is connected to health. Maybe you feel like you have to have better health routines. But I feel like there is some sort of decision that is going to influence your life on the long term. So that's one thing that I can see. I can see that you yourself, you are in the house of confusion. So something that is not quite clear to you. Maybe this is connected to a long-term decision, but it could also refer, and maybe it's a combined combination, because we see the clouds, which do stand for the confusion. We see it in your personal life, private life, connected to your family, your home, the place you're living at. So that's one aspect. We can also see the confusion next to the energy of work. So for some of you, this could connect also to confusion about work and stability. What I find interesting, and I'm only seeing this now while I'm working through this deck here, this layout with you, actually the confusion is falling onto the choice. So it does have to do with the choice that you are possibly about to make. So there are maybe new options that are coming towards you, and now there is this long-term choice, but you don't really know, you feel confused about it, you don't know how to make that choice. This choice could also relate to love. So it is, maybe you have just different choices that are affecting every area of your life. Because here it's next to love, the confusion connected to the choice is next to business or work or stability, and it also falls onto your private life, your home, your family, maybe your foundation. So that's quite interesting. There seems to be a lot going on for you in the upcoming month. I want to start now moving into the different areas of your life, and then we see what the story is here. So having a look at love, we do see love in the house of blockages. So there is a challenging situation connected to love. There is stress and nervousness when it comes to love. It might mean that you feel, how do you say, I was just about to say the German word, Frühlingsgefühle, which means spring feelings. And it's when you feel basically in love. Or when you have a crush, where you feel in love, where everything is just light. And because in the house of love we have the birds, and they usually stand for, there is nervousness connected to love. There is maybe a lot of communication. So maybe therefore there is like this really light energy and a stressy nervousness, but possibly also excitement connected to love, because again we see the birds here, which can stand for both excitement and also stress and nervousness. There might be an important phone call or a lot of communication. Communication could be with somebody who's far away, or somebody who has moved into a different direction, where there is a bit of distance between you and the other person. There could be stress and nervousness connected to a journey, to a transition phase. Stress and nervousness connected to love because of somebody being far away, possibly in a foreign country, or even if it is in your country, wherever you're watching. If a person is like 5 hours away, that's quite of a distance, of course. So I see there are challenges and blockages that do connect to another person here as well, because in the house of the other person is the challenge. And the other person, just look at this. It's quite interesting how this reading is building up, and how a Lenormand reading is building up in general, because what we can see here is that there are challenges in love with the other person. We do see the other person in the house of the fox, so you might be torn between something here. There might have been deceit in some shape or form, lies or deceit, somebody not being quite honest, or at least not being quite open about something. Maybe there is a certain amount of distrust, and this is kind of like nagging on you. And we do also see straight in front of you, and also in this line, there is the energy of feeling isolated, feeling alone, withdrawal, separation. And this is something that is also really ahead of you. I do, however, feel this is connected to the energy of the other person. You could read the Tower also as other aspects in your life, but especially seeing it like this, I do feel there has been a difficult change in your life, in your love life, connected to another person, possibly connected to deceit. How do you say? Sometimes we deceive ourselves. So the deceiving energy doesn't necessarily need to be somebody else lying to you. Sometimes we lie to ourselves. So, and that could be part of the situation here. But also the fox is asking, is this right? Is this wrong? So you might feel quite torn, connected to the other person, thinking, is this right? Is this wrong? And I do see maybe the other person is withdrawing, or maybe you feel like you need to withdraw here. But then again, we have the energy of withdrawing, separating. It could be an energy of I need to protect myself. But again, it is connected to worry, because you're not quite sure if something is right, if something is wrong. For some of you, this is also connected to a certain, it could be loss or lack. So maybe you're missing this person here. It might be this person might lack something. Either you miss this person due to a withdrawal, or maybe this person is lacking something, might be lacking self-worth. There might be something nagging on this person. We do see the fish next to the person. So that can talk about somebody, which is quite interesting because that's the energy of abundance. It's finances. It's also feelings. But considering this as abundance, this is the energy of lack. So in some shape or form, the person seems to be abundant, but at the same time, there seems to be some sort of lack. Maybe this is somebody who has a lot of money, but is lacking in other aspects. But then again, there could be a lot of feelings. There could be the feeling of friendship, feeling of love. But then again, something happened. There is a blockage with this other person. There is a challenge. And I feel this might even go on already for quite a while, because we have the tree here. And tree tells me love is here for a long time. So feelings and love connected to this person, this might be an ongoing person, an ongoing situation in your life, where there is somebody that you loved already for a long time. But then we do have the fox here with the energy of being torn, not quite sure, is this the right thing or is this the wrong thing? Something nagging, especially also, I mean, the mice also talks about the situation possibly not being healthy. And this being in the house of the bear, there might be big problems, big things that make you worry. So that's all I can see here. So what else? Hold on a second. What's quite interesting is that in the center of the reading, so a very a theme for the upcoming month is going to be definitely love. And there seems to be a certain amount of distance. Maybe you feel distance, you feel hurt, but you also feel love for a person here. Maybe somebody is far away. Maybe there is a distance. Maybe a situation is in some sort of transitioning phase. There could be an abrupt ending to a journey connected to love. And there could also be some sort of cut, which is interesting because I remember that in possibly every reading I just did for mid-March, the scythe plays a part. Doesn't really, it's not really such a weird thing, considering we are in eclipse season, and these are portals for change, destined change. Things are suddenly different. So it doesn't make sense that we have with the scythe something like an experience that is changing something quite dramatically, possibly. So it could refer to an ex. So maybe this is connected to like an ex relationship here. So the relationship could be already in the past, was definitely very strong here. But it could also refer to the ending of a journey, could be very emotional journey. And yeah, maybe an ex, maybe there has been some sort of cut, a sudden change, and there could be some painful experiences here as well that are connected to this situation. Looking a little bit closer into the area of love, we do see a challenging, there's a challenging decision. So I feel like you're going to have connected to your love life, and the other person, I feel like you have a very difficult choice to make. And it is basically because the other person, there is something blocked. Something is just not moving forward, or maybe it's always difficult. Maybe there are just challenges and challenges and challenges. So a difficult choice that you are going to communicate here, connected to your long-term plans, connected to the other person. And again, what we can also see here, there has been some sort of transition phase, journey, that maybe was quite abrupt, changing into being very difficult here. All right, connected to love, I do see there is confusion. You feel confused. Something is nagging on you, and also we can see the energy of karma being present in your love life as well. However, this is mirrored onto the sun, and it's in the house of the sun. This tells me, this is interesting because karma is lifting. A karmic cycle is ending. Something that has been heavy and like a burden is going to lift. And this is exactly the energy that we see at the end of the month with the solar eclipse in Pisces. So seeing this, it's just a beautiful confirmation that things are going to change here for you. They're gonna be a little bit easier, a little bit lighter, I feel like. Let's have a look at the relationship before we go further into other topics here. So what I can see here is, and I feel like the relationship, I mean, this is a reading obviously for a month, but the relationship is like really far behind. So in some aspects, I feel like for some of you, this might be a relationship from the past, or that the relationship has been present in the past, was very strong connection. There also was already some sort of solution, which actually is in the house. So a solution to the whole situation connected to a relationship is a change and is independence, separation, protection energy. So that's quite interesting. Maybe you needed to move house, and there could have been movement connected to your home, connected to your environment. Maybe there has been even a message coming in from the family that opened up something for you here connected to that relationship. Let me see. Again, worries and concerns that are very present in the here and now about if some sort of step, if some sort of move is right or if it's wrong. I feel like there has already been a cut in the past, or someone taking action due to some sort of wounding and hurts. And I also see here in the house of relationship, the snake. For some of you, this can now talk about that relationship, something connected to your relationship, possibly in the past, and things that happened in the past is healing now. However, I can also see that with the snake being next to it, snake can stand for manipulation, somebody acting out of ego. So I see that somebody possibly acted out of ego, out of control, wanting to control a situation, wanted to... it's basically the energy of I want power, I want control, I want whatever the desire is. So in a sense, in Lenormand, you could say there are hints of the devil in tarot, where there are temptations that we can get something, but at what cost? And I feel like in the past, something connected to manipulation and control has been brought to light. And I also feel like this is something that can heal now. I do see a change in the past. Yeah, I do see a change connected to the situation here, to the relationship. It was possibly, I feel like something opened up for you here in the past. So strong relationship, powerful connection, a big change also connected to your relationship or relationships, manipulation coming to light, something being seen now. Let's say, if it's not manipulation necessarily in the worst sense, then it could just mean that the true intentions of a person were brought to light here, which was like a blessing in the end, because it helped to solve a situation. And like I said, I feel like the solution here is the change, is the withdrawal connected to that connection. Even though we do have good cards around this energy, I'm always also reading the energies. So of course, all those cards have certain meanings and combinations and stuff like that. But I'm always reading on top of that intuitively the energies that are coming through, and that's just what I'm getting here. So let's see what else. I do feel like you are in a transition phase connected to your business. I feel like for a long time, or let's say for a while, you didn't quite know in what direction to move into. I see improvement connected to your work life. I see work life in a transition. You might learn something new and new experiences. Maybe you move into a new direction. And I also do see that something is clearing up now. There has been confusion connected to work. This confusion is now, it is passing now. There is also a new opportunity, a new chance to really take action now into the public, possibly connected to foreign lands, or I mean, seeing this here is taking action, taking the next steps into the public. It could be a change in work environment, so that could be something as well. Or you're taking steps into the public with your business so that you're being seen far away as well. There is a certain partnership here, or a commitment connected to, I mean, this could be stability, but this could also be, like, for some of you, a family relationship and the connection to work. So maybe you are working with somebody here. Maybe you have a partnership and this partnership has a good foundation for your work. But hold on a second. I can see this in the past. Maybe somebody you felt very familiar with, felt very at home with, and you were working together with this person. But now it seems like either this is hard work. So either this is hard work, or this is connected to that there has been a cut. So maybe you're not working together with this person anymore, which could also influence your finances here. There is an offer coming in connected to your work. Hold on a second. I just need to quickly, I just see that I need to just fill up the water here a little bit. It's boiling. Always, very often burning frankincense and oils, incense here while I'm doing the reading. So that was the sizzling sound. So yeah, I do see there is some sort of offer, and for some of you, if this is not an offer, then you are creating something new, or you are creating something. Maybe you're very creative with your work. There is something connected to work and communication that seems to be important. For some of you, there is a new contract that is being offered to you now. So I do see changes, improvement connected to work and offer, or you're creating something, and communication is going to be very important here. Stepping into the public, transitioning phase, something clearing about the direction that you're moving into now. What's quite interesting is that I can also see the ending card. So there is a significant ending connected to your work. It could be letting go process, could be a slight change in direction, letting go of one thing, more focusing on another thing. It might have been also that this is a stagnation energy. So maybe something was stagnating connected to your work. I can see there is movement now, there's clarity. So there's definitely something changing and improving. May this be due to something ending, or something was stagnant and now there is movement. Having a look at your finances. So there's a new beginning connected to finances in some shape or form, possibly new opportunities connected to finances. There were some sort of confusion or insecurities when it comes to finances. I do feel like you have received help. Maybe it might have been that it wasn't quite certain that you would receive help connected to your finances. So this is not being clear if help connected to finances is coming to you. I do feel, however, that you are moving into abundance, and there's this new beginning for your finances. It might be hard work. It might also mean that a certain journey in a certain direction is ending. You're making a clean cut and moving into a different direction. I do see that there is going to be a partnership, possibly could be now. So there might be another person who is involved in your financial growth. Again, maybe you're working together with somebody. It could relate to a love connection here, which could also come in quite suddenly. So the interesting thing, therefore, is in your house of emotions, we see a new beginning. So there could actually be an emotional new beginning, but at the same time, I can see there's also somebody you are withdrawing emotionally from. So let me know in the comments below what this relates to. If you say, yes, there is still my ex-partner, that's still something I'm working through, or that I'm about to end, or that is in the ending and letting go process. At the same time, you might have met someone new, which could again help with improving your finances and with the financial growth. And I do see in the house of finances, you do have a potential for success and for maybe possibly even fame and recognition in the future. I do see connected to the future, there are certain conflicts. So connected, I feel like when you think about the future, there are certain things where there are conflicting energies within you. These conflicting energies could be due to worries and stress and nervousness because you're not sure what's right or wrong. It could be also emotionally conflicting. Something could be emotionally conflicting. Could have to do with independence, with control, or maybe with a certain amount of protection and needing to withdraw from someone. So these are all, I feel like, worries and things when it comes to the future. However, when it comes to your finances, I do see there is a new beginning now that is definitely holding a big potential for financial growth and success in the future. All right, so let me see what else. I feel like we've done now almost everything. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, I feel like... Okay. There is the energy now. What I can do as well, I'm not going to go too much into how I am combining the cards because it's going to get too confusing. But there's something connected to having control over your finances and being clever about it. Be careful about false expenses, especially with a fox being next to it. Just be careful. Don't, within the next month, this is a monthly reading, so if you don't need to spend anything, then just try to maybe save a little bit of money, because the fox can talk about, oh, maybe there's something coming up, so just be a bit careful with money. Be maybe careful or clever with communication. That might be important, connected to your finances as well. So let's see. Yes, one more thing here for you. I feel like there is a transitioning phase connected to love or your passion. But I also feel like connected to love or your passion, you're not quite sure if something is right or wrong. And which is again connected to this conflict that we have here. It might have to do something with the public, with a certain social group or circle, or your outside environment, something in the public, in the open, outside of you, or maybe the environment you're in. So I feel like, or maybe something that is open in public. So yeah, I see a bit of you, and this, I mean, makes sense because you yourself are in the house of confusion, and I feel like this is not only connected to a choice. Oh, well, I do think probably it is, because it is connected to choices here as well. There is a transitioning phase. You're moving into love, into your passion, but not being quite sure, being insecure, and having a conflict connected to possibly the future or the direction you're moving into the future. So I do think it's probably makes sense that this is all just intertwined with each other. Let's see, is there anything else? No, I think we're done. So Leo, I do hope you resonate with this reading. If so, please leave a like, a comment, or subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.